Hello, and welcome. I am Webweaver, and I'm so glad you have found my channel here today. This is where this is not where I do a one-card tarot reading. This is a special edition. I am going to do a reading on the No Kings events tomorrow. So as always, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. And I am using my Slavic Legends tarot deck. Beautiful deck I was gifted at Yule, and I use it for my own personal things as well as world events. So I don't read reversals, so I want to make sure when I shuffle these that I keep them upright. And my mat is moving quite a bit. Okay. The cards are actually not glossy, and they're relatively new, so they don't want to go together real well. They'll get broken in eventually. We'll get there. They are beautiful. The artwork is amazing. All right. I'll try and get this done before I lose the natural light. I prefer reading natural light. All right. Oh, let me scoot this back a little bit. Okay. What do we need to know for the No Kings rallies on March 28th? No Kings rallies on March 28th. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? What do we need to know for the No Kings rallies March 28th? All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop there. So let's see what we've got. So the signifier is the Queen of Coins. Now, I don't know who that person could be. It may just be the powerful energy of the day. Coins does have to do with voting, but it is also the physical, it is earth, so like a Mother Earth kind of imagery coming to mind here. Nurturing, resourceful, using resources smartly. I think of like hearth and home, fulfillment, someone who nurtures the physical world, the resources, the finances. All right, so that's our signifier. Let's just keep going and see what the message is, and we'll talk about it as best we can as we go. So the challenge is the Eight of Swords. So, well, it is not necessarily the people who are in, all of us in this country. We're feeling trapped, right? We're feeling like we're stuck, but it's not as bad as we seem. We can work our way out of this situation, but it is a precarious situation. So for tomorrow, we are, making our voices heard about the situation we are in. We have this nurturing energy, right? This fulfilling energy, but we need to overcome the challenge of feeling trapped and powerless and restricted and stuck, right? We can get out of this. This is not a difficult thing to get out of. We just have to think clearly. All right, so the foundation of the question, what is below it? I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see that. Is the Fool. So at the foundation, this is a new journey. I'm getting a lot of that message for tomorrow. The daily card reading was Death and Rebirth. It's a new beginning. The card that I drew for the weekly thing is now we've set things in motion. So it is a new journey. a new beginning. We're starting off on it tomorrow. So what is behind is the Ace of Swords. So being the air energy, the knowledge, in the past, that would be the truth. The truth is in the past. Determination, perception, so in the past, we know what has happened in the past. I think that's what this is. So Ace of Swords, swords being air, air being knowledge, and it's in the past. We now know what has happened. Our eyes were closed before, they are not closed now. But in the past, these things have happened, and we now have that knowledge. So what is on our mind? The Six of Wands, of victory. Coming into town, I know some decks it doesn't look so much like a victory, but in this deck, there is celebration. We've got the lute player. I think that's a lute. It looks like a lute. They're waving their banners and cheering, and we know it's not been an easy victory, but victory is what is on our mind, right? That is where we are emotionally. So what does the near future hold? The Magician, working with the elements to make magic. We are gathering tomorrow to make our magic. So I'm going to scoot these a little bit so that I can get the rest of these things in here, because I did not lift this up nearly high enough. All right, so in the future, tomorrow, we are making magic. I like that. So, the hopes and fears, 8 of coins. So that is skill, right? That is using our knowledge to make these items. You can see the man here. He's got his skills. He knows what he's doing. If we all use our skills, as long as we all use our skills, we're ready. So the thoughts around those around us, are the Page of Cups. It's very emotional. It's an emotional message. There's going to be a lot of emotion in the events tomorrow. So that would make sense. We're all going to have, I'm sure, emotions well up at some point tomorrow with what we're doing. Let's see, next we have the Emperor. That is, that is the hopes and ideas. So this one was fears. Maybe we fear that our skills are not good enough, but they are. We're going to get there. And 8 is almost at closure. We're going to get there. So our hopes, the Emperor is like a fatherly figure. Looks grandfatherly in this picture, but it's that structure and sovereignty. It's that idea of knowing. Everything feels chaotic right now, right? The world is in chaos. Everything's burning. You never know what's going to be put on the social media platforms next. Like, you don't know what's coming. Our hope is for that stability, that structure of a leader who can lead. That is our hope. All right, so the possible outcome, 9 of Wands. I'll just set it there in the middle. This is getting ready for, I mean, it's almost the end, right? It's almost a 10. The 9 of Wands is that standing your ground, courage, being alert to trouble, defensiveness, stamina. So the potential outcome is holding our ground, showing that we are not moving. We are ready for the next challenge, and it's going to be a challenge that we enjoy. Okay? But we're ready. We're prepared. So some things influencing tomorrow. We have death and rebirth. There's the death card, which I just pulled for tomorrow in my other deck, the death and rebirth. So death is just a gateway, and tomorrow is the start of something new. We have the Queen of Swords. Swords again being air, and that knowledge, that royal feminine knowledge. If we put all of that together, she is experienced. I mean, look at the look on her face. But she looks like she's a fair leader. With swords being air, that is communication, ties into Libra, right? Libra is an air sign. So I feel like she's a fair leader. She's got logic and knowledge and truth. Very astute and honest. That may be the energy we're looking for. And then we have the Two of Swords. So 2 can be balanced, but it can also be decision making. So we need to make sure we don't put up unhealthy boundaries. We need to make sure that we don't block our emotions. We need to be in it, heart and mind. And then lastly, we have the Star. I always think of wishing on a star when I pull this card. Wishing on a star, your hopes and dreams coming true. So that goes along with the potential outcome. That is hopes and dreams. We're wishing on a star. We're doing all of this work because we know what we want in the end. We know what our hopes are. And tomorrow we're going to work toward that outcome. I'm not seeing too many cards that are concerning me here in regard to this. The death card does not concern me because it's death and rebirth. These events are always peaceful for the most part. All right. Well, I will leave it at that. If you are attending tomorrow, I hope you stay safe. And I will be back tomorrow with our daily card reading. Blessed be.